Life-changing moments. For this generation, it's where were you on September 11th, 2001? I was in my college sociology class arguing about the importance, something that was of no importance, when the head of the program came in and whispered something top secret to my professor. At this point, I never would have imagined I'd become an elementary school teacher, but I love kids and they need love and understanding to learn. We were all making jokes that her car had just been hit by some drunk kid, but she sat at her desk, started crying, and told us the news. Today, August 9th, 2014, I'm sitting in the living room of my home, a little after noon, in a suburb outside of St. Louis, Missouri, waiting for my husband to get home for lunch. That is where I was when the breaking news came in.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled program to bring you this breaking news out of Ferguson, Missouri, right outside of St. Louis. An unidentified black male has been shot and killed by a Ferguson police officer. Reports are coming in that this young African-American man, believed to be a teenager, was unarmed and had his hands raised when the officer shot him. We will keep you posted as this story unfolds.
Oh, only 30 miles away. It's neighbors.
What have they been saying on the news?
Just that he got shot.
By a police officer?
Yes.
A white police officer?
And a black kid.
You say it like it's not a big thing.
Well, of course it's a big thing. I teach my students all the time that we are all the same on the inside. God just made us look different on the outside.
You should teach them why little white Johnny will always be treated differently than little black Johnny.
I should. Their parents should as well. Race is a difficult conversation to have with 5-year-olds. Some don't even see color. And if they do, it's not a love or disdain.
Right. Avoid the difficult.
Don't dismiss me, Mason. If you have something to say, by all means say it. I want to hear your point of view.
My point of view is that I'm a black man living in a world that sees me as a target. Something to be intimidated by. Feared.
Well, I don't fear you.
You know me.
I didn't fear you when I didn't know you.
Never mind, Anne. You've always been the one white exception to the rule.
I just see you as a man.
That's a lie. You can't look at someone and not see color. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but when I look at you, I see a white woman.
When I look at you, I see my husband.
And?
And what?
And? That's all you see? Okay. Describe me.
What?
Describe me.
Oh, I am not going to play this game with you.
It's not a game, Anne. A game wouldn't have me slightly nervous every time I leave the house. In a game, you can just reset, do over, and try again. A game wouldn't have had me being looked at by the police officers when I was walking up to our doorstep today. A black man in this majority white neighborhood, everybody's on high alert. That's what high alert looks like to those police officers. Let me tell you about this game they played at my job today. Let's call this game, everybody at my work has an opinion that they need to voice as loud as possible so that we know exactly how they feel.
What's wrong with that?
I'm the only person of color at my office.
Well, just because you're the only person of color doesn't mean that no white person can relate to how you feel.
That's exactly what it means. You can say you understand, which I feel is a stretch, but you can only relate to people who have been through what you've been through.
What did they say?
The manager at the office called us into a meeting right after it happened. He wanted us to know what was going on in the city. Told us to look within ourselves and seek our truth. Don't rush to judgment. That started a hellfire of opinions. I know the officer had probable cause. He looks like a thug. I bet he had a record. Well, they say he was going to college, but I bet it was just community college or barber school. And then they all turned and stood there silently and looked at me, the black man, to have the answers. Well, what about you, Mason? How do your people feel about this? Oppressed again, right? Oh. Well, losing one like this is better than slavery, though, right? And he was serious, Marianne. Dead ass serious. Games are fun. This isn't fun. It's no fun at all.
Screw them. They're just a bunch of tight-fisted lawyers who've been taught they can say anything with no accountability. I didn't know you felt that way.
You could have. You don't live in the same fear that I do.
Fear of what?
If you were black, you wouldn't have to ask that question.
Well, I'm not black, Mason. I've never been black, and I didn't marry you because you were or were not black. I married you because you always make me laugh. You make me feel safe in every situation, and you make me feel amazing. But those were the expectations for my husband, regardless of what race he was.
When Trayvon Martin died, for a minute I thought I was going to Florida.
Why?
To support his parents. You see these young black men just being gunned down in the streets every day. Sometimes it makes sense, but what do you do when it doesn't?
Well, I don't do anything. What's there to do? I feel bad, I empathize with the family, watch the news, and it scares me.
There was a time that if some grave injustice was done, we would take to the streets in peaceful protest.
Peaceful protest? Is there even such a thing?
Are you serious?
Rodney King, Los Angeles, California, 1991.
No, don't give me that sociology crap.
It's not crap. When the verdict came down, people did not participate in a peaceful anything. They looted, burned, and terrorized their own neighborhoods, and all in the name of Rodney King's injustice?
People were angry. It's not an emotion you would understand.
Because I'm white.
Yes.
But I'm married to a black man.
I thought you didn't see me as a black man.
Don't mock me.
You'll never understand the feeling of having to throw away all of your hoodies out of the fear that the next time I wear one, someone's gonna see me and think that I don't belong, follow me, fight me, and kill me. No one else sees me as their husband but you. Everyone else just sees me as the black man that I am, and I am not ashamed of that. I'm just afraid of it sometimes.
Everything isn't related to race.
Like this shooting.
Oh, I don't know. None of us do.
You don't know? What's there to know?
Well, we have no facts, Mason. Only what the witnesses are saying, and they are all in shock. So who knows if the information we're getting is even viable?
A black boy got shot by a white police officer in the middle of the street, in the middle of the day with his hands up. What else do you need? Are you seriously telling me you're gonna stand here and wait for the hand of justice to play out? Are you crazy?
I'm not, and don't talk to me like I am.
I'm talking to you like you're a white woman who doesn't get it.
I get it. Racism is still alive in America.
Easy for you to say.
Well, of course it is. What do you want me to say? I get it? I don't. I understand? I don't. I support people destroying their own neighborhoods? I don't.
I'd settle for I support.
Where are you going?
I'm going to take a stand. do something besides sit here and watch television waiting for the news to tell us their side of the story.
That's not fair. I'll go with you.
No!
I want to go with you.
Why?
Well, because this is important to you.
That's exactly why you shouldn't go.
I thought you wanted my support.
I want you to do it because you get it.
I get that it hurts you.
That's not enough.
I want to go.
No!
Why are you so angry with me? I want you to give me the respect you have always given me. Now, why all of a sudden am I the face of white hate when this morning I was the love of your life? How messed up is that? Where is the balance?
There is no balance. I want my white wife to understand what it means to be a black man. To look at the television and see that it's wrong that these white police officers, white neighbors, and white faces are killing me. I didn't marry you because you were white. I love you and I married you because you were you. But there are aspects about being a black man that you can't understand.
Thank you.
I do love you.
I don't have to understand. I have to support, and I support you. But I don't think that going out there with your hands raised while on the other side of the street, SWAT and police officers are pointing guns at your empty hands. I don't want you to be mistaken.
For what? A black man?
I didn't mean that.
No, you didn't mean what? You didn't mean to say that you don't want me to be mistaken for one of those people? I am one of those people. I am one of them. I will always be one of them.
But you're not. You don't want a fight. You want justice. You fight the law in different ways, and that is one of the reasons I love you so much. You wanted young black boys to see you and know that anything is possible. You're a role model to them. You don't have to go out there to prove that you're a black man. You can do other things. Teaching can come in different ways.
I walk down the street and the assumptions are there. What does a black lawyer look like? Me? Should I have to wear my suit all the time so that these police officers know that I belong in this neighborhood and that I'm just coming home to my white wife? Or would that just piss them off? Would it make a difference? Is this where I belong? In here? Behind a locked door? Safe. With my college degree and my white wife to keep me safe, right? Just hide in here and wait until the day the news of Michael Brown being gunned down in the middle of the street, in the middle of the day, with his hands raised up like this, doesn't make the evening news. Just wait until it's a memory lost in the midst of the headlines. You'll never have to instinctively raise your hands when you're pulled over by the police. That's taught to us now. Never wear a hoodie, my black son, and always raise your hands up. Be polite, no sudden movements, answer all questions. What a lesson to teach.
When I'm in front of my classroom, no bullshit. They're just kids. I don't see a difference from one kid to another, and maybe that's my downfall. Maybe that's where I dropped the ball.
I don't want you to feel
No,
like you're
just let me speak. Let me try to speak while I'm processing. I want to know if I'm effective. When you speak, I absolutely listen. It's something that I encourage in my classroom. Be good people, the golden rule, love thy neighbor, all the things that little ones are supposed to know. Do they fight or do they run? Now, I tell them to run. I tell them to stay safe because I'm thinking that staying safe is the smartest thing to teach them. But if staying safe means that you are weak and are a coward, then am I teaching them wrong? I just want everyone to live, Mason. It just never seems worth it on the other side of trauma. I just want everyone to live.
You're saying that I should do nothing because it's safe. What I'm saying is that at some point, we all have to become Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X and get off our asses and do something to create change.
This isn't a war zone.
Maybe it should be. We fight wars because a grave injustice has been done, right? Is this not one? How many generations of black people have to fight to live among everyone else? The fact that this isn't the first time, it won't be the last. 10 years from now, the rate of unarmed black men being gunned down in the middle of the street will probably be just as offensive as it is today. The fact that that number even exists, but maybe if we do something with our voices and our actions, it can be the last time.
What if you're wrong? What if this kid wasn't so innocent? I mean, there are bad people in this world, black, white, any color you want to choose. It exists. And it is the job of the police officer to analyze the situation like it's the job of the lawyer to defend the innocent. Now, and everybody can come to an understanding. And sometimes the decisions that are made result in a ticket, and sometimes they result in a death. But they are always quick decisions. Now, I'm not saying that the officer is right. I am not saying that this boy is wrong. There is a legal process, and you live within it. You preach all the time if people would just let us find out the facts and let the system work, that we could figure it out. Now, I believe that because you taught it to me. I believe in you. I trust you and I love you, but this scares me. Stores being broken into, SWAT officers and hundreds of police officers being deployed to the streets, and men, women, and children all walking in a fine line with their arms raised. It terrifies me. I can hear the helicopters above our home. Now, I'm scared that I want you to come home.
I could sit here in the comfort of our very nice home and act like this isn't happening in my backyard. That's the comfort that television gets. At any moment, you could pick up the remote and you could turn it off. But the sound of the helicopter makes it real. This is my turn to not turn it off. I want to act, Marianne. Right now, before the chance passes me by. Before the dead out there become the dead in here. I want to get in my car and drive back to a city that I drive past every day. And just stop.
I don't want you to do all of this and be wrong.
The outcome of the shooting doesn't matter. What matters is that right now, today, another unarmed black man lost his life, and he didn't choose. It was decided for him at the hands of that white police officer, and it is wrong. It is wrong every time. Every epidemic is wrong. I'm not saying that there aren't times that the ends justify the means, but if we do nothing, he is forgotten and the situation is accepted. If using the blacks only amenities in America was never challenged, it would still continue to be accepted. If I, a human being, stand before you, another human, with my hands raised up, I am saying something.
Don't shoot me.
Please, don't shoot me.
Hundreds of men, women, teenagers, and children outraged over the shooting this afternoon have started to gather here on the streets of Ferguson, Missouri. Things have thus far been peaceful. I believe that the message is clear as the protesters chant, "Hands up, don't shoot," Hands up, don't shoot.
We should get going.
I'll be safe. I promise.